Hey everyone, it's Dean Bocari coming at you with today's episode, which is the first of a series of episodes you'll see on the topic of intermittent fasting, which is something that's really been trending a lot here in the health and fitness industry lately. Now, what we're going to do today is talk about the main benefits that you get with intermittent fasting if you decide to give it a shot. So let's get right into it. What can intermittent fasting, or IF, do for you? Well, for starters, it increases your growth hormone production, which is critical for fat loss and muscle building. And a lot of people talk about how your body secretes the most growth hormone while you're sleeping, but what a lot of people also don't know is that fasting actually releases 10 times the amount in comparison to when you're sleeping. So that's one thing. Fasting increases your GH output. What else can it do? Well, it also decreases your cravings for food throughout the day. That's right, believe it or not, your desire to eat food during the day, throughout the day, actually decreases while you're fasting. Now, it usually does take about 3 to 7 days to get over the hunger hump, as I like to call it. And after that, your body will adapt to the lack of food that you're eating and start preparing for bigger meals towards the end of the day. Which leads me right into the next benefit of intermittent fasting, which is going to be the fact that when you don't have to worry about eating every 2 hours or having 6 meals a day, 2 awesome things happen. Number 1, your focus goes up, and number 2, your energy tends to increase as well. So instead of being worried about bringing a shopping bag of meals in Tupperware containers with you everywhere you go, you can concentrate on the things that matter most to you during the day and eat whenever you get home. And when it comes to the increased energy, you'll also notice that that's going to happen as well. And although it sounds counterintuitive, thinking about it a little bit might kind of put it into perspective for you. So if you think about it, digestion requires energy. And when we eat food, our bodies expend energy in order to later utilize those nutrients that we've just put into our bodies. And the more times you eat throughout the day, the more work your body's got to do in order to digest the food that you're eating. So if you combine your food into 1 or 2 big meals towards the end of the day, you can still get all of your nutrition requirements and also enjoy feeling lighter on your feet throughout the day and do all the things you need to do and put all of your focus and energy towards that. So that's one big thing. Focus, energy goes up. Lastly, the most important reason I believe why intermittent fasting works is because it manages your hormonal responses to insulin. Now keep in mind that when your insulin levels are high, you're going to be storing more fat. And if you keep your insulin levels low, your body remains in a fat burning mode and it burns more fat, which is obviously is critical for muscle building and getting lean if you're trying to cut up. Now, if you're thinking about what you're doing already when you sleep, you're kind of fasting to a certain degree already. For example, most people are getting around 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. And our bodies are actually in a fasted state. We're fasting while we're sleeping. So our insulin levels are going to be nice and low. They're going to be stabilized until, bam, that alarm clock goes off. We get up in the morning and we do what many of us do, which is eat a big old breakfast, right? Which typically includes quick digesting carbs, which spikes your insulin levels, which signals fat storage, which leaves us wondering why we're not as fit as we'd like to be. Now, what if you put that to a stop? What if you just skipped breakfast and continued to keep your body in that low insulinemic state that I was just talking about? What would happen? You'd continue to burn more fat. And that's what fasting for fat loss, fasting to be fit, is all about. That's what intermittent fasting, the primary driver behind it, is all about. You just remember, high insulin means store the fat. Low insulin means burn the fat. And there you have it, folks. Those were some of the main benefits of intermittent fasting. And if you found this informative, guys, click on the subscribe button for me right above. Keep an eye out for the next episode because we've got a lot of things rolling out as far as intermittent fasting goes, including how to do it, my personal experiences with it over the last year or so, and various methods and approaches to intermittent fasting as well. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Dean Bocari. Thanks again for watching Wellness with Dean, and I'll see you.